Hi there, this is Paul Pona. Welcome to Doodle Maker. Now in this video, I'm going to show you all the great aspects of Doodle Maker in a short summary format so you can quickly get up and running with it and have a lot of fun using it. So the three components with Doodle Maker. First, as you can see here, is ready-made templates that you can use. We have over 300 plus with male and female voiceovers in hundreds of different niches and industries. Again, click them, use them, and easily customize them and create powerful videos. And the second element is starting from scratch using our artificial intelligence state-of-the-art technology. What this will do is it will allow you to just paste a bunch of script and automatically it will pull in all the Doodle assets and create your entire storyboard and the video itself. And the beauty is this is fully customizable as well, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And finally, we have the AI video translation engine where you can actually bring in any YouTube video and then not only convert all boring videos into powerful Doodle videos, you can actually go a step further and do something really cool, which is convert it into another language. Imagine you can now reach international audiences as well. And so let's jump in and go to the very first step and let me show you the kind of videos that you can create with Doodle Maker. That's very important because the kind of flexibility that we've brought in, the incredible depth that we brought into the amount of features that are included, it's going to take me all day. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview of some of the features. So when you're jumping in and using it, it's going to be a lot of fun as well. The first thing that we have available is a color doodle video, okay, that you can create for the first time ever. You can do that, and watch this.
If you're looking for a quality bakery for your next event, you probably have a lot of questions, such as
beautiful looking color doodle videos. You can also create whiteboard and blackboard videos just like this one.
Plumbing service, and we're committed to creating satisfied customers and handling all of your plumbing needs.
It's another example of a beautiful looking blackboard video. We can do glassboard, whiteboard, blueprint videos, or even your own custom background as well that you can bring in. And also, if that wasn't enough, you can bring in a ton of other types of characters, assets, and so on using our library that you have here. So, for instance, let's say I want to use some of the assets here like shapes, characters, and so on and so forth, like to see to my bottom right. You can do that as well. As an example, let me show you this right here. You can see that you can create these character sketch, really detailed doodle videos as well. We have thousands and thousands of assets like these as well. So really, if you want to take it a step further, let's say now we created one of these and we wanted to add something else on top, we can actually go to the library, go down and find anything that we want to do. So for instance, I want to do a shop, right? Because this person, let's say they want to set up their own business. I click search in the library and all these are sketchable. So for instance, let's say I like this one right here because this looks like a nice shop, right? I want to build a business, right? And now this element, which is a doodle color element, will be hand drawn. Again, this comes from over 1 million assets that you can pull from. And that is the only application, by the way, that does it, which makes Doodle Maker really extraordinary in what it can achieve. So that means not only, and hear me out here, can you create, one more time, character style doodle videos, make and change everything you want to do. You can add transitions like what you see here, which is fade in, slide from the bottom, slide from the left, slide from the right, hand drawing, and so on. And in cases where, for example, there is going to be an image that you want to bring over and convert into doodle video, you can also create it as a hand painting type style, which allows you to kind of make any image or video into a doodle video. Very, very powerful element on what you can achieve with Doodle Maker. Not only have we done everything for you in a sense that you can go in here right now and click on ready-made templates and have all these hundreds and hundreds upon whiteboard videos, glassboard videos like so, with bunch of templates and voiceovers and everything done, blackboard videos and so on. You can customize them as well, by the way. You got male and female voiceovers for these, so it's very, very powerful, so you can reach different industries. we went a step further and we allow customization on top of it as well. So for instance, any one of these templates that I have, let's say a bakery, I choose a bakery template here. Once you load the template, there are two things you can do. One, which is the easy one, which is you just load in here and then you change the logo and you can start rendering it because the voiceover and everything else is done. And if you see here, all the other slides and videos are already done, and you can customize it too, by the way, even further if you so desire. And that's one option. And so let's say you want to customize it even further. Let me show you how to do that. One, there are two options. One, you can just remove the actual element here. Okay, so let's delete this element and we want to bring in something which is more like a doodle style element and so on. You have quite a few options here. One is you can go into one of our pre-made assets, as you can see here, which are a bunch of them, and there are thousands and thousands of these color doodle, black and white, and so on as well, assets here that you can use, which could be relevant to a bakery. So for instance, let's say I wanted to add this here. Okay, that's because, you know, maybe you want to bake a cake, in this case for a wedding or engagement or birthday or whatever, right? That could be one, and you can draw this and sketch this out. Or let's say I can even go a step further and I can add multiple elements as well. So what do I mean by that? So because this can be moved around, I can put this here, and I can also put another element here, could be a doodle element and so on. So for instance, let's say I wanted to add a cake. Okay, I can come in here and we can get all these assets for a cake, as you can see here. So which one do we like here? Well, we could do this one, and we could add this color doodle here and then have that transition as handwriting. And then you can change the speed elements here. You see that I can make it draw slowly, faster, and so on and so forth. I can do that as well. And then once I've set it to a speed that I like, and then I can even go to the right, as you can see here. You see this timeline settings. I can just click on this lock button and then I can unlock it, and I could start, for example, let me click on it. You say, are you sure you want to reset the timeline? Okay, yes. And then now I can move things around. Where do I want and what do I want to draw first? So for example, let's say I want to draw this one first, a quality bakery, right? Good quality bakery is first, but I don't want this, for example, this one to come second. I wanted this cupcake to come second, right? So, well, I could do that as well by actually putting that cupcake to the top. You see here, as you can see here. So I can put every element, I can adjust it to show up first, second, and so on. And the other thing is, if you see, send backwards and all the other elements that are available here, all the other customizations are also available for you to tweak and do other things and so on. So for instance, let me lock this again. And once you lock the timeline, like what I've done here, you can actually adjust more elements. So for example, I can say keep displayed or hide after displaying, or I can have it, for instance, where it can display for a few seconds, like 4 seconds, 5 seconds, or whatever time, and then it hides after that. I can even do it where it will show up for just a few seconds and then hide. And on top of that, I could put things on top of each other as well this way. So for instance, let's say I wanted the cake to appear first and this one on top, I can do that as well. So that one will get hidden and then the other one will appear on top of it and get sketched out. So you can do different transitions as well. Now I want to talk about some of the features that are within the application, okay? So first thing, the easiest one is you can add text. And it has a whole bunch of fonts that you can use, and you can preview the fonts and so on and so forth. So in this case, get a special discount today. Okay, let's say, and you can change this font size as well, whatever you want, and click insert to scene. You see that right there. I can customize it. I can change the color of it. I can do all kinds of good stuff. So let's delete this element right now. And I can change these things over, make it, you know, handwriting, fade in, slide from top, slide from left, and so on and so forth. And the cool thing is, so if I wanted to slide from left, bottom, and so on and so forth, it would have different hand transitions that would make that possible. Okay, so for instance, this particular cupcake, let me just delete this element for now so I can show you how that would appear. So let's say this cupcake right now, if I want this to basically slide from the left, okay, I just have to do that. And then I just click on the preview button on the top and it'll show you how that looks like.
If you're looking for a quality bake,
you'll see that. So that could be a transition right away. You can adjust every single element. You can do hand drawing, fade in, slide from bottom, and so on. And then if you scroll down, you can even change the text to speech script for this in this element that you see right here, which is very powerful, because then you can go in here, and if you wanted to redo that text-to-speech element, you can do that as well. You can also, if you go back and click on the canvas here, you can put your own text-to-speech voice. We have a whole bunch of text-to-speech voices here in different languages and so on, which is very powerful, especially when you're trying to pick that language earlier on in the video itself. And then you can also upload your own voice here, which is an MP3 file and so on, or record your voice from within the application as well. So that's another powerful way for you to do it. And as you can see here, the seconds are displayed here. In this case, it's 6 seconds. So I would make sure that I record my voice to match that 6 seconds and so on. All right, so that is straightforward. Now, the next thing that you can do is you can change the language. You see that speech language, and we have all these languages that you can do. So if I wanted to convert it into another language right away, I can just click Spanish and click on that auto translation button and click update, and all these words and even the text to speech will convert into Spanish. You see that? And if you see that process right here, we have these you can even change that Spanish voices and so on later on. All right, so that's really cool stuff. And here, if I want to go a step further, I can even customize the hands one more time and change the hands right here. So many options available. I can put my own background music here. We have a whole bunch available right here for you to go and pick and add your own background music. You can even change, as you can see here, the background itself. So you can see your white, black, glassboard, custom color. It's going to be like a blueprint color, like in architects and so on. Or you can even do, for example, a green board, or even put your own image and have that as a background as well. So very powerful resource to do that. A lot of customizations and flexibility for you to do. And then we have the watermark feature, as you can see here, where you can literally put any logo and have that as a watermark to appear throughout the video. So this has two elements here, which is really useful. And the first element that is very useful is, as you can see here, is when you do the watermark, you have two options. Obviously, you can put it to the top, to the bottom here, like so, whatever you want. You can also do something cool, which is you can change the opacity of this, so that in case certain times maybe you want to put it as a true watermark, so nobody's gonna do your content and that sort of thing. You can do that as well, so that then the client actually pays you. You can remove this watermark again, and then you can basically give them the non-watermark based video. This is also useful if you want this to appear throughout this logo throughout the full video as well. It's very useful in that sense. And if it lets me just delete the watermark here. Again, if you want to change the basic project name, you can go back to settings and change that as well. So in this case, business services, I could change it to a bakery business video, right? And I can click update, and then it automatically saves the settings and so on. Let me show you the library option right now. Our asset library is the biggest Doodle asset library anywhere online. I particularly went in, spent a lot of money to acquire all these assets and so on to bring in. And so for instance, you can get all bunch of icons like you see here. You can use this to search for different types of icons that you wanted to use. So for example, I want to put a search for a doctor, and it's going to find all kinds of Doodle assets right here. And then we also have an assets tab, which is you have all these cool assets that I was showing you earlier, right? So very powerful. So for instance, if I want to put this guy right here and I wanted that to be sketched, all I have to do, let's eliminate this element for the time being, and let me put him in the center, and let's say we want him to be first. So let's do that right now. Let's put it out just to show you how this would look like, right? And now you can preview it and I'll show you how cool this will look.
Si está buscando una panadería de calidad para su próximo.
Since I had the language as Spanish, as you can see here, it automatically made that video into Spanish. And if you go back to the library one more time, we also have assets with Pixabay, for example. This could be happy, and I wanted to get somebody. So let's say I find this couple right here. Looks really nice. What I can do is I can click on this little icon which says the magic wand, and automatically converts it into a nice little sketch painting kind of style. So I click use, and now again I can go a step further and remove this background as well. So it's pretty cool in what it can achieve, and it works really well with human style videos. So again, I can make this a hand reveal. So for instance, I could do that, and I can do the transition, for example, either a hand painting or a reveal or fade in, slide from the left, and so on and so forth. So if I want to put slide from the left, for instance, and put that into the first So I'll show you how this looks like real quick, so you can get an idea of how easy it is to do this element right away and create a whole storyboard around it. And so let's preview.
Si está buscando una panadería, probable.
Pretty powerful, right? And that it means that literally you'll never run short of Doodle assets or whiteboard assets ever. And on top of that, we also have photo bin here, and we have this really cool integration where you can go a step further and find all the Doodle videos you'll ever need. So for example, if I wanted to do something to do with baking, as it's a bakery, well, I have Doodle assets on that. Let's say I wanted to do something on a business, right? So let's say I wanted to grow a business and so on and so forth. Well, you have all these Doodle assets specifically for that. For instance, so let's say I wanted to create something along these lines that you see here. So let's say I wanted to draw this. So if I wanted to drag this and this one into the timeline, I can do that right away. So for instance, let's say I wanted to put this one right here. I can adjust different elements here, as you can imagine. So I could even make the transitions different for each of them. So in this case, this one is handwriting. So let's slow it down a little bit. This one is, for example, something else. So let's slow this down slightly as well. And then now you can test out this right away as well. And again, you can change the language again. If in case you just wanted to keep it English, you can do that as well. Simple way. Again, I'm going to put the English accent here and so on. And then we can do that as well. So for instance, so now let's click on the preview button. Pretty powerful, right? And you can always go in and you can add a new slide as well. Just make sure that you're in the final step before you add the slide. So I'm in the 6th slide right here. Then I can go into the 6th one and click new slide, and it's going to open up the 7th one. And again, I can do all kinds of good stuff here as well and add customizations and so forth right here. One last thing I wanted to show you beyond the library and everything else that we covered so far, which is really powerful, which gives you a lot of flexibility, the background removal and all that stuff that I showed you. A couple of last final cool things I want to show you is the 2 other options that are available: Start from Scratch and the AI video translation engine, both of which use our artificial intelligence translation as well as the machine learning engine. So what that would do is you click on new project from scratch, for example, and let's say something simple like how to lose weight, right? And that's the title that you want to do. And let's say the tips that we wanted to do is we want to sort them into different slides. So like eat a high protein breakfast, avoid sugary drinks and fruit juice. And then let's put another one here, which is drink coffee or tea, for example. Okay, let's say these are the things. Now you see in the right, you have options here. Select the soundtracks. Let's say I want to put a background music. If I don't want it, that's okay. I can choose the speech language. So meaning I can write it in any language I want. And then also you have the scene background, white, black, glass board, custom color, custom image, and so on. And then you also have the icon type. So what you can do here, icon type means which Doodle assets you wanted to pick. Okay, do you want to pick just black and white Doodle assets, meaning it'll draw black and white, or you want to put colored Doodle assets only, meaning it's going to color Doodle assets, it's going to pick in from our library, or you're going to do it with mixed, which is going to be a mix of both color as well as black and white. Okay, again, you can mix and match. Once you created the project, you can do anything you want to do, right? So for instance, if I put color icon, right, and I want to do that, I can do that as well. So I can pick the hand style. So let's say I want to pick let's see here, this hand style. Okay, then I go click save. Watch what happens. Automatically it's going to pick the Doodle assets based upon, you see it highlighted eat, and then it also highlighted protein, right? So it's going to pick these assets. And again, every single element, as I showed you earlier, is editable, meaning I can change the transitions. Every element here that you see, I can even change which one appears first and so on in the timeline settings. And I can even go back to the library and I can add more elements, and I can do all kinds of stuff. For example, I can say, for example, gym, right? And I can type in any assets related to gym, and I can add these dumbbells and these boxing gloves, and I can even add this asset, for example, because this looks nice. I can do that as well. So for example, I could do simple stuff like that. I can add text, right? And I can say, for example, how to lose weight as an example. I click insert, and then I can add that in here as well. Pretty cool. And that wasn't enough. We went a step further, and let me show you that as well. And that is the AI video translation engine, which is where you can bring any YouTube video and you can get that translated and created into a different language video. And it's automatically going to transcribe that video. It just needs a voice, and then it's going to convert that into a Doodle video as well. So let me show you how that works. Click on new, and then let's give it a project file. And let's say how to eat healthy on a budget as an example. And then you can take any video. I would recommend the ones you have obviously permission on, or for that matter, it's your own video that you have that you created with some other video creation app that you want to create as a Doodle video. You can do the same. Again, as you can see here, I can choose the scene. I can choose the assets type. I'll put it black and white for now. And then you can do it whiteboard, blackboard, and so on. So let's say I want to do blackboard now, and I want to leave it as is here. Okay. And all I have to do now is click get YouTube video, and you see that I click that blue button, and then you see this, I've automatically transcribed the whole video here, and I can edit any element as well if I wanted to, right? So I can change this elements right here, right? And so on and so forth, right? I would recommend to rewrite it to the best of your ability so that it make it your own if this is not your video. And if it is your own video, obviously you don't have to worry about that. So once you've done so, and you've done this whole process, the next thing that you do is click on the save button on the top. And once you do that, automatically it's going to find all the Doodle assets. You see that? And obviously you can add text, you can do all this stuff, elements and so on. It is automatically created as the slides. It's automatically done the text to speech, as you can see here. It's automatically done all that work for us. And I can choose whatever voiceover I want for text to speech and so on. And again, I can go back to the library and add any other additional assets. I can add text again. I can add all kinds of cool stuff here. So that's another great option. So that concludes the complete overview of Doodle Maker. There's so many other things I can go over, but this should kind of show you everything that you need to get up and running, create beautiful videos with Doodle Maker. We're so excited to have you checking this out, and hope you enjoy it just as much as we did creating Doodle Maker.